Good Lord. Yeah, so I'm playing with all of the Riverside options and I forgot how to bring us all back.
It, it's sort of
Amanda,
worked.
master of the tech.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, viewers. Welcome to the Website 101 podcast. This is the podcast for people who want to learn how to develop and manage a website. With me
Yeah.
are Sean and Mike. Hello. Say
Greetings.
Not
hello before.
necessarily how to develop and manage a
No,
streaming
apparently
service.
not. So, dear viewer, let me explain what I did. I've been watching these like training videos and they've got like lives that happen, every so often, and they do like this cool animation just before the live starts. And I was like, oh, can Riverside do that? How can we do that? And I was playing with it, and we've got media, and we can like upload videos and play audio and things like that. But we have to hide the
Our
our
videos.
person, our boxes. So, for example, because I'm host right now, I'm going to hide Mike. Mike is gone.
Oh, Stream already looks better.
Mike, are you there? Can you hear anything? It says that you're backstage in Riverside. Can you hear us at all? I have no idea. And now I'm going to show Mike. Mike, you're back.
Mike,
Could,
did you hear
Mike,
that?
could you hear
I
us?
I could, and it said press the
Awesome.
space bar to unmute temporarily, but which I did, but you still couldn't hear me. It switched to backstage, so I was like, you were in
Okay.
control of me, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, so the host is in control of who can
Yeah.
come out from backstage, which is good. So this means that we can probably talk to each other while that animation is playing at the beginning of.
Okay.
Let's try that out next time. Awesome.
Try
Yeah.
that next time.
Discovering new features.
That's right. Dear YouTube live stream viewer, if you have any other tips on how I can not mess up Riverside next time, I am on board. I would like to hear about that.
No, you did great. It looks like we're well on our way to having it look much more pro with all the.
Yeah,
all that
I
stuff.
think
I
it's
like
a
Look at that.
evolution to a higher professional level.
Yeah,
Let's try. It works or it doesn't.
that's right. That's all right.
Let's try.
Most people
So
who
I-
watch this thing don't watch it live anyway. They seem to watch it after it's already up. So, I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody-
but I was also thinking that because it'll record
Yes, of course.
that like intro video for a little bit until we actually get in, and so maybe it won't be such a jarring start.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So hi viewers. In case you missed it before, my name is Amanda. The Website 101 podcast. With me is Mike. Mike, hi. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Fine. Good. And Sean, how are you?
I am good. Caffeinated and ready to roll.
You're ready to go.
Are you
Fantastic.
back on the coffee? I thought you were off coffee.
I'm trying to cut it off again. I slowly creeped up on me, and then when I went on vacation last month, I had a lot of coffee to help with the jet lag, and it wasn't just 2 or 3 days, it was like the whole week, so you can't just quit after a week without the mind-numbing headaches.
Yeah.
So I've been slowly cutting it down again.
Well, plus, like, weren't you in France? Don't they have like really good coffee there,
Yeah.
cafes and etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
It's
was
either
Paris.
wine all
Like,
day or coffee all day.
I was in Paris and Amsterdam. Like, it was awesome. So, coffee.
Yeah, it sounds like hard to get away from it in that environment.
Plus, I like coffee. It just interferes with my sleep, no matter what time of day I drink it at. So that's why I have to cut it back and then quit again. I had no coffee for almost a year. So
Do you find that your Caffeine Creations is the name of your company? Do you find that not having coffee affects your work as well? Are your creations actually powered by the caffeine?
well, they're powered by the memory of caffeine.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Hold
mean,
on tight to that memory.
obviously I like coffee and caffeine, but I got older and stuff happened, and now I just have to deal with it. When I had quit for that year, I would have like a coffee maybe once on the weekend, maybe 3 times a month or something, and that was no problem. It was just like once I got in addicted to it again, that's
Yeah.
so I don't know.
So it
I know
goes.
Mike doesn't really drink coffee. Amanda, what about you?
I've never drunk coffee.
I drink decaf coffee all the time.
I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah, it's
So
not very good.
decaf
have
wouldn't
real-
help.
If I have a real coffee, I'm like, oh my God, this is what coffee's supposed to taste like. But
Yeah, but that's what coffee's supposed to taste like, or what it's supposed to make you feel like.
well, both, I guess. But I'm
See,
the thing.
like-
I decided a while ago that when I had coffee regularly, which I used to, and then like Sean said, the withdrawal symptoms. If I miss a day or two, it
Yeah.
drives me crazy. Like I have these headaches. So I was like, I don't want to have anything that could do that to me. So I just stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, but it's
it's
like,
just
I
about
mean, it's
self-control.
well, but I legitimately just don't like the taste. So drinking
Oh, yeah?
decaf, that's not gonna be a good solution because it tastes the same. It's the same with beer. I do not like beer. So drinking a non-alcoholic beer, it's who cares? It's the same
Right.
taste. I'm not gonna drink it.
I do have another friend who also doesn't drink coffee because of the taste. And I'm going to tell you something. You cannot get good coffee anywhere in Toronto. I've been to all of the independent coffee shops. None of them make good coffee. Just putting it out there. I'm a
Same.
coffee snob.
Well, yeah, whatever. I won't get into. I'm not going to get into a conversation with you about coffee because you're going to win that conversation.
Yes, everyone
I don't
has
know
their
about
own
win, but I'll have a
personal
strong opinion.
tastes and thoughts, and yeah. So
All right,
so let's
so-
talk about something technical,
Yeah,
something
let's do
website
that.
related, please.
So our podcast is back. It's
Yay!
released an episode, right?
Yes, it came out yesterday, and hopefully people who listened to it yesterday remembered our note about coming and
Yeah.
being here.
Coming
That's
and
right.
being here today. I am
If you are
gonna.
here, hi.
Yeah, you're going to check it out right now. So we put out an episode yesterday. It's about keeping up with tech trends, like, all the frameworks and everything that everyone has to keep an eye on and approaches to doing that and that kind of stuff. And it was a cool episode, just the three of us. And it was the
Yep.
beginning, first episode of season 8. We're in season 8 right now. Wow.
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
I'm
We
trying
should, I meant to
to.
check how many episodes we have done. Does anybody know that? Like the total count?
It's easy to find out. There's a field that I update with every new entry, and so it's the
Okay.
episode count. There's a season count and a total episode count.
All right. I mean, it doesn't matter, but we probably get
Well-
coming up on, I don't know, 80 or something.
I think we're going
I
to hit
think.
100 next season, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm trying to log in, and of course, I need to check my phone for the authorization code.
I am so tired of two-factor authentications.
Yeah, it's so,
I'm sure that they're good and useful and secure, but
Yeah.
like,
we have a
yeah.
thing here in my house. My wife does all the finance stuff, and frequently she has to log into my accounts, and I keep getting these pings on my phone, and she has to go, sorry, can you give me that code that you were just sent? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's got to be a better way.
Yeah. And then there's other things like I mean, just the different authentication apps. I think I've got 3 or 4 of them on my phone now. And then I like bought some clothing through something that uses I think it's called shop.com. And so you don't actually create a user profile, but it will every time it will email you an access code.
Yeah.
And it's just give me a password, please.
Yeah.
Just a username and a
Can't
password.
type today.
It's because no one can do passwords properly. That's the problem. Too many people
I guess,
use the
yeah.
same password over and over or whatever, all those stupid things. And it's-
Yeah.
I give up.
they had to deal with that. Yeah, forget it, Sean. Don't worry about it.
Sean,
Yeah,
if you're in the back end of the site, why don't you just go to the entries and see
I
how
was
many?
trying to, but I
entries there
couldn't
are.
type.
Oh,
code.
the 2FA
Authentication.
code.
I used to be able to copy it on my phone and paste it on my desktop, but that stopped working recently.
Probably for security reasons.
Yeah,
They're
right.
always trying to make everything so
It
difficult.
only worked when my phone was connected via the Windows Phone app.
Mm.
And I think I got disconnected and didn't set everything up correctly again.
Yeah.
Again, keeping up with technology. And it's interesting that you say you have multiple authenticator apps. I will only use one. If a website won't let me use it, I just delete my account. not interested in maintaining multiple things. I also
Yep.
don't like websites or apps that only use SMS two-factor because it's really, really insecure.
Yeah, but sometimes it's banks and stuff that are making you do this.
Yeah,
And,
welcome to
Or
Canada.
clients, or
yeah.
yeah.
You know, in one
Yeah, my
password, I use one password to manage my passwords, and that has for the when you get the authenticator codes, you can capture an authenticator code with your login, so that when it prompts you for it, you can have one password automatically enter the authenticator code. You don't have to open your app to go get it. And it refreshes
neat.
every 10 seconds the way it's
I
supposed to
use
and all that.
I use Bitwarden, but I started using that after I already set up Microsoft Authenticator. And I noticed Bitwarden also has an authenticator thing. I wonder if it does the same thing as 1Password, because I might switch to that. That makes sounds really a much simpler.
Yeah,
pretty
but
hard.
is that going to help with, like, if you've got Bitwarden? Well, I guess Bitwarden probably also has a browser.
Oh, there's a
thing.
desktop
Yeah.
app,
Yeah, that
and,
like
and,
that
it,
that's
and it integrates
the
directly
word I
into
was
the
trying to
browser.
say. Yeah.
Yeah. You scan a QR code or whatever and it does the thing. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
definitely a pain in the ass for sure.
It is, but probably necessary. We probably
Yeah.
should accept it
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, all the security
until
stuff is a pain in the butt, but
until
it's
like
necessary.
our web browsers can do like retinal scans.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Um,
and I just makes me think of every spy movie ever where like they kill the guy and cut off his hand, or they take
Oh,
his
yeah, right.
eyeball
Pop his
out and
eye
just
out.
carry it around.
Yep. Or the contact lenses that'll fake it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was Minority Report. Didn't he do that? He got an eye transplant so that he could go through all the eye sensors, the eye scans. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Mission Impossible has done the contact lenses and
Sure.
also the fingertip
Yes.
plastic covers,
Yeah.
whatever.
Could you imagine the only way in was retinal scan and you've got like pink eye or some eye disease and it keeps failing?
Gross.
Yikes. All
You
right.
would decide to wear contacts that day and you have to like pop it out to scan your eye and pop it back in.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't like eye stuff.
So,
So
anybody got something interesting web related to talk about?
I don't have anything. Oh, I mean, I was going to mention that I heard on a podcast today that Ben Affleck has done some big commentary about AI. Have you heard that? He was on CNBC.
No.
He was interviewed.
No.
Apparently, they asked him about AI in the the movie industry, and he went on and didn't just say the usual AI is going to take our jobs. We got to shut it all down, which every other actor complains about. He basically had a more nuanced view that it will make make room for more creativity because it will lower the bar of entry so that regular people can make pretty decent movies, and there'll be more movies that way. And he did say things like certain industries that are more tedious work would probably be replaced by AI. Anyway, I'm not sure I agree with everything he said, but it was kind of interesting. He said things like, AI can write a poem that's Elizabethan, but it'll never be able to write Shakespeare. I think that's how he put it. And I'm not sure I believe that. Like, I've heard people say that about music. Like, I heard someone once say, AI will never write like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is like he's has some magical ability. I love Bob Dylan, and I love Shakespeare, but I mean, they're all drawing on whatever knowledge they learned in their lives. And if AI can be trained on the same knowledge, why wouldn't it be able to produce something similar? I'm
I
not
think
sure.
the key here is AI can't do it now,
Yeah.
but just look at the improvements it's had over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Where you can't go with black and white statements. AI will never be able to do this.
Yeah.
Just it's likely to happen. It may not be in your lifetime. It may not be for 10 or 15 years, but I cannot imagine just saying straight out saying AI will never be able to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what, and of course, all this, the reason I'm bringing it up here is because it made me think about our industry, because we're probably the number one thing people say AI is going to be replace. I'm not saying it's going to replace us, but coding is one thing that it's really good at, or probably
Yeah.
could get really good at.
To,
So
to
that's what made me think.
go back to the where AI can never do this, people used to say that humans would never go to the moon. Well, we learned to fly, and within 50 years, we were on the moon. So,
Yeah.
possibilities just might take more time.
Yeah, whatever you think about AI and where it's going, yeah, definitely. I at least think you can't make a blanket statement like that, like you said, Sean. Just like, oh, it'll never be like this. Like that's just
Yeah,
a silly thing to think.
just to fuel your fear, there's lots of science fiction about AI gone bad. Westworld,
Yeah,
artificial intelligence, the movie. I think that was a gone bad one. Anyways, there's lots of robots and things like that.
I'm
iRobot.
think
watching
you-
one right now.
I think you're thinking Minority Report.
What are you watching, Mike?
I'm watching a show called The Creator, a movie called The Creator. It's not new.
It's on my to watch list. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet, and I'm not finished it, so whatever. Yeah. Anyway, what do you guys got going on in your lives, in your professional lives these days?
I've just been so busy, it seems, with everything, with like end of the semester and starting new projects and existing clients sending me emails, and it's this one client likes to send me an email, and you know how you can mark an email as important.
Yep.
Like I
People still
think
do
that
that?
I think that maybe the client thinks that it like will get my attention faster. It doesn't, but good for them for thinking it. But like with all of these things that I am working on, need to be working on, have to be working on, I've always got these ideas in the back of my head of like an independent project and something that I would like to do and something I did do, and oh, wouldn't it be cool to be able to enhance it or advance it with that? And it just seems that lately, right now, it's just whenever I do have spare time, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And whenever I don't have spare time, I want to be working on my personal things. So it's being
Yeah.
really hard to find this balance right now.
I hear you. I've got personal projects also that I want to work on, but when I'm free, I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna watch TV today.
Yeah.
And when I'm busy, it's like, yeah, I should be working on that project now, and I'm distracted from real work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying I want to redo my website. I have for a long time, wanted to redesign it and stuff. And it's the same issue that you're describing. And I also have the problem where, I think, Amanda, you mentioned it last week, that Voltaire quote, perfect is the enemy of the good, or whatever. So like, don't wait till it's perfect, just get it done, kind of thing.
I wasn't that fancy about it. My friend Lynn, I got from Lynn, if you're there, shout out. Done is better than perfect.
Yeah, there you go. It's same.
Yes.
It was translated from French anyway, so it's probably any of those interpretations is probably accurate.
I'm not
But,
so
yeah.
elegant.
So that's my issue, is that not only do I not have time to do it, or struggle to find time to do it, but when I'm working on it, it's like never good enough for me.
Yeah.
I just,
And always
and
second
it's stupid.
guessing and always, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm starting to think that, especially for like for the personal projects, a lot of times I get in my head about how this is stupid. Like it makes sense to me, but would anybody else like understand what I'm trying to do? Is this the right working process to go through? And I am the first to admit that I am still not using AI to its full capabilities as a developer and et cetera, whatever. But I'm wondering if I start asking it, like, I don't want to say the business side, because it's not, these are personal projects. It's not like there's any business that's going on behind them. But if I started asking them more about like, oh, do you think that an end user would prefer to, this functionality path or that one? I'm starting to wonder if it's smart enough yet to be able to help me out with being my
That's a great
rubber duck,
idea.
to be able
Yeah,
to bounce ideas
absolutely.
off of.
I've heard that rubber ducking with AI is actually a really good approach.
Yeah.
I recommend you give it a shot. I mean, if you don't like
Yeah.
it, stop, try it again in a year.
Yeah,
It's not going to hurt
exactly.
anything.
There was
Yeah.
one of the podcasts I listened to is about AI, and there was a big survey done recently of people who use AI and what they use it for. And by far the number one thing was brainstorming. So it's like, I suppose that could mean a lot of things, but that's along the lines of what you're talking about, like where you bounce ideas off of the thing and see if it can cause you to think in different ways about something or whatever. Right? So
Yeah.
apparently you
I
can.
wonder how I wonder how jerky it is. That's such a bad idea.
Don't
Why
do
would
it.
you
Yeah,
want to do
exactly.
it like that? And
Right.
then I wonder if it like suggests better alternatives or if it's just a straight up,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Well,
good.
let's just keep feeding data to the AI. We'll end up with either, something like the Terminator coming out to kill its own creator. Speaking of movies and AI or cinema, yesterday I watched the pilot episode of Dune Prophecy, which takes place 10,000 years before Paul Atreides was born. And they're referencing the recent to the character's end of smart machines that were destroying people. So yeah, we're building this technology to destroy the human race in the future. All our movies are telling us this. So let's
Yeah.
just keep going.
Yeah.
If anything, AI is giving us a whole bunch of ideas for movie plots, right? It's
Oh yeah.
in the sense that the AI is going to kill us all, and so we have all
Are
these
they
movies
though?
about.
Because I'm still seeing a lot of sequels, a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah,
sequels and series and
yeah. What I mean
Yeah,
is,
but people have been
yeah,
complaining about sequels and series and lack of creativity since the 70s
no, that's true.
about
That's a
movies.
good
Like,
point.
it's just something to, oh, there's nothing. It's all old people who are like, well, this reboot is like, I saw it when I was young. It doesn't need to be made. But you know what? It might actually need to be made for a new audience. And it doesn't
yeah,
mean
I
there's not
suppose.
new stuff coming out. There is new stuff. It just gets bigger news when it's a sequel or a
When it's
reboot
a
or,
blockbuster.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I heard a guy, this movie reviewer, one time said that he studied the past 100 like highest grossing films of the past 10 years. So the 10 for each year.
Yeah.
And only 8 of them were new ideas that weren't based on existing intellectual property. And of those, only 2 of them weren't animated. Like, like Frozen or something. In fact, I think Frozen's even based on something, but, you know,
Yeah.
Well,
so
sequels and reboots and stuff on based on current IP, it obviously makes money. So why would the studios
yeah,
not do it? You
that's right.
complain about it, but you don't support independent, brand new properties. You get what you do.
A friend of mine took me to see a movie that I think was probably part of the Toronto International Film Festival, but we got tickets to go see it a couple of weeks ago. And it was weird and it was different and it was an interesting story and it was just so refreshing to go see something that wasn't a superhero, that wasn't the multiverse, that wasn't and it was and I mean obviously it wasn't everybody's cup of tea and there was like like 8 people in the theater or something like that, but it was a really good weird little movie. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, I think they should have a new genre of film called nostalgia film, where they just bring back a bunch of old characters to make you go, oh, I love that guy. I remember that guy. Because there's so many movies, Ghostbusters did things like that. And,
Yeah.
there's all these different movies that just, Karate Kid, that show,
Yeah.
The Karate Kid, has every single character that's ever been in any Karate Kid movie.
Isn't it called Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Are you
Yes.
there
talking
you
the
go.
Netflix show? Yeah. I haven't seen it. How is it?
Well, I'm
I'll let
watching the
him.
latest season because my daughter really wants to watch it, and it's the final season. But I probably would have like dropped out in the middle of last season. First 3 seasons, awesome, totally worth watching. But
Okay.
it
We're in the
just goes
fourth one?
over the top, and I mean it's kind of self-aware in how over the top it is. So I mean, if you enjoy that, great. But I do like B movies and things like that, but this is not that. It's I don't know, just I mean, it's fun, but it's not amazing anymore. The early seasons were really, really good.
I like the
Cool.
first season. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Well, thanks, friends. It was nice
Yeah.
talking to you all.
Oh,
do
absolutely.
we have an outro to play, or is it just we don't do that? We're just gonna. Do you want to try it?
I can just do the same
Just the
animation.
music. Can you play
Oh,
the
I
music
can-
and the animation at the same time?
I'm going to try it.
Okay.
So here is live and play that. Oh, here. You know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to kick both of you so that you're off stage. And can you hear me? Can you talk? I can't hear anything. I'm guessing it's just me right now. And I'm also going to play the music at the same time. It stopped the animation. That's all right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.